Hey guys, it's Ron again over at CT RIA. So, hey, first of all, Happy New Year's. Today's New Year's Day, and I'm walking my dog, so you're going to probably see a lot of videos in the future. There they are. I happen to live out in the sticks, and I walk my dogs a lot. So those of you who knew me in a past life as multifamily coach for years know that I do a lot of these walk and talk things. So, so you might hear some barking. I apologize. So, okay, so I was thinking it was kind of fitting to do a video on January 1st, 2019. 2019 is gonna rock and roll, guys. I'm super excited about it, and I thought, you know what? Let's do just a fast, rapid fire business setup. So my wife and I, so there's two parts to our business and how it's set up, okay? So a lot of people think due to our size, you know, the few offices and probably, I have no idea, 5 million in total revenue, and you know, so we're a small business by definition, but we're probably a fairly decent sized real estate business, if that makes any sense. I'm terrible at English. So, but people always think that, oh, well, there must be processes, high priced lawyers, branding experts. Oh God, no, I wouldn't even know how to begin doing any of that. So here's how I set up my businesses and business in the past for my real estate, and I've done it very cost effectively. Guys, remember when I started out, I had nothing. I had 2 nickels rubbed together. I owned a 2-family before I joined CT RIA, and now today, you know, my wife and I own and manage a few hundred units, rental units, and we flip houses and we do all that. So, you know, but that's the sausage after it's already been made, right? So, pardon the wind, by the way. It's a windy day out here today. So first thing is a name for your business. So don't operate under just yourself. I just don't recommend it, okay? So for instance, if Ron Faraci pulls up to a house to buy, whether it's I'm flipping, wholesaling, landlording, you know, I'm best known as a landlord, but I'm gonna pull up and they're not gonna know who I am. I don't have any credibility. So sometimes you gotta sell the sizzle as well as the steak, right? So I'll pull up, just me. Okay, that's great. You know, Ron Faraci make an offer, whatever. Or, you know, CT property buyers. You know, it's just, there's a little more credibility because at the end of the day, that offer, whatever I'm offering, whether I want a good price and or good terms, and by the way, I'll choose terms over price any day of the week. Any day of the week, you know, so, but that offer is going to be sitting there in front of those sellers and or listing agent, you know, so I needed to convey something. So let me give you an extreme example. If I had an LLC named, I'm just going to make something up here, Red Camaro 69 LLC, would my offer be taken seriously? You ever run into anybody with an email? You know, I see this all the time because I'm a landlord and I get tenants with their emails like, you know, 69sexycat@yahoo.com or something. Automatically, I'm forming opinions, you know, so, you know, maybe I shouldn't do that, but you do. You form opinions on somebody, and your business name is the same thing. So you need to sound professional and you need to make it obvious what you do. And I'm going to give you an example. I can't tell you how many times I've had students for years all over the country, and they would, you know, before I'd get to them, they'd form an LLC, and they think it's really important to say, oh, well, I got to sound really big and professional, and so it'd be something stupid like, I don't know, Diversified Capital Incorporated Partners Limited or something, and it's like, what the F is that, you know? You know, so it's so big, it's confusing. Make it simple, guys. Nutmeg Property Buyers, something to that effect, you know, something Housing Solutions. Don't do something Solutions. Oh, what is that? What are you, a roofer? What are you gonna sweep my sidewalk? You know, so make it obvious, make it professional, and so once you have an LLC name, then you can register it with the state of Connecticut. You can pay a lawyer to do it, absolutely, if that's what you want to do. Hey, knock yourself out. I don't do it, and I'm a high school educated bumbling idiot, and I can do it myself. So state of Connecticut, make sure the name's available, and you can check that at Connecticut Concord. Just Google it, and then you can check a name, see if that name's available, and if it is available, you can just go right online and do it. It's really simple. It's one of the few things that the state of Connecticut makes easy on any of us, right? So once you have your LLC name, it's secured, you paid your $120, you're gonna wanna get an EIN number, right, from the IRS. Takes 3 minutes, you can do it right on the phone, you don't have to talk to anybody. That allows you to open a bank account, which you're gonna wanna do that if you're gonna go an LLC route. And I don't wanna recommend an LLC. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an accountant, I'm not your lawyer or accountant, certainly. But an LLC is most always the entity you wanna be using, okay? But part of the advantage to an LLC, in addition to a lot of tax benefits is that you can also have some of the liability protection. That's why people form corporations, and an LLC is a corporation. So, but in order to be an active business and to be taken seriously as a business, thus helping preserve your personal assets, the whole idea behind it, you're gonna have to show that I am a business. Well, it's kind of hard to convince anybody you're a business without a bank account. Follow that logic? You know, so you're gonna want a bank account to do that. So okay, so now you have an LLC, you have a bank account, you're a real business now, but you're not a business to the face of the world. You're just a business to the legal world, okay? So now you gotta sell the sizzle. You got the steak, now let's sell the sizzle. So, logo, get a logo for your business. Can't tell you how cheap a logo is, and people don't do it. So go to Fiverr.com, F-I-V, I'm gonna get this wrong, geez, Fiverr.com, it's an odd spelling. Fiverr.com rocks, I've been using it for years. So my wife and I, we own just under 100 rental units ourselves. We flip houses, I'll wholesale a house, you know, things like that. But I got my logo at Fiverr, $5. You know, my wife's business has gotta be, which I have nothing to do with, by the way. She doesn't have anything to do with our business. I have nothing to do with her business. We just happen to be in the same industries. So her business has gotta be pushing 4 million a year. I mean, it's not nothing, you know. So same thing, Fiverr years ago, you know. So go to Fiverr.com, get a logo. So the business name is, you know, Jim Smith Housing Buyers or whatever. My colors are red and white. I purchase single family homes to flip them or whatever, you know. So they'll design a logo for that. Okay, it's $5. I think it's $7 with the fee. So I usually get 3 or 4 done. Just get some options, right? Really cheap. So the other thing I use is Google Voice, and I'm gonna do a separate video on Google Voice one day. Okay, and how I use it in my rental business. And it's not only do I use it in my rental business, guys, it's critical to my rental business. I don't know what the hell I do without Google Voice. And that sets in motion a series of events that allows me to, you know, own and operate 100 units, and it takes me 5 hours a month, 10 hours a month. It's nothing, you know. I'm out here walking my dogs on my land, you know. So Google Voice, Google it. That's kind of redundant, right? Google it and get a Google Voice number. It's a local number, blah, blah, blah. I won't get into what all it can do because I don't want this video to go on forever. So now you have a phone number, and it's free, by the way, okay? And I'll do a separate video on Google Voice. But now you have a phone number. Now you need an address. What a lot of people do, they don't want to use their home address, but they'll do a P.O. box. I hate that. You know what? It looks sketchy, right? You see a P.O. box, you think, it's sketchy, you know, even though it may not be. But here's what you can do instead. Go to a UPS store. Same thing, right? You get the little box. It's about the same price. But what's cool about a UPS store is, you can use their address. So it's like 123 Main Street, Glastonbury, Connecticut, Suite 307. Same as a P.O. box, but it doesn't say P.O. box, right? Selling the sizzle, not the steak at this point. Okay, so now we have an address, we have a phone number, we have a logo. Now we need a business card, right? I love Vistaprint. Vistaprint rocks, but here's the thing, guys. Don't get the cheap one. You ever have a guy, girl, whatever, you know, hand you a business card and you can tell they made it at home. Remember that was a thing for a while? And people hand you, and you just kind of feel it. And it's even worse if they made it themselves and it's got the little perforated edges. Nothing's worse than a cheap feeling business card. Listen, don't get the $5 ones, get the $15 ones, okay? Get them glossy, okay? Get them glossy on one side, but get them non-glossy on the other side. You know why? Because sometimes you got to write on the back of them, okay? So guys, between an LLC, a logo, a Google Voice number, a UPS store address, a business card, I mean, I think you're probably spending at this point $150, nothing. 120 of that is, you know, the state filing fee. Here's the last component. Queensboro.com. That's who I use. There's a million of them. And borough is B-O-R-O. Queensboro.com for logoed hats, logoed shirts, logoed everything. I've been using them for years. So now, guys, when I pull up to a house, you know, they're seeing my logoed shirt. Remember, they don't know who I am. I'm not famous. Infamous maybe, but not famous. You know, so I'm handing them my business card. Hey, I'm Ron at CT Property Buyers, da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, there's an image being portrayed because the last thing they want to do is make a deal with somebody who can't follow through, who can't close, who's going to waste their time, waste their money. You know, so guys, I hope that helps somebody. You know, at CT RIA, we kind of deep dive, like in the coaching students, they get a hands-on the whole thing. If you think this thing added any value in 9 minutes and 27 seconds, Normally this little thing takes me about 3 to 4 hours to deep dive in to help solidify somebody's business and get it up and running so they can enjoy, you know, some of the success that I and my wife have been able to enjoy. So we were able to retire from the rat race in our 40s, not because we're smart, because we figured out, wow, Connecticut real estate rocks and nobody knows it. So much so, in fact, I bought a RIA. You know, so guys, I'm looking forward to getting to know everybody in 2019. It's going to be a really amazing year. Visit our website at ctria.com. If you're not a member, guys, you got to get on board. We are one of the largest RIAs in the United States. Most people don't realize that. Ain't New York, it ain't Boston. It's here in Connecticut, you know, and we've been minting millionaires for 15 years. This isn't even a new thing. So, guys, join us. And by the way, January 21st, Cameron Dunlap rocks. He's flying in on his own plane. Thank you very much. How's he doing, huh? He looks at my portfolio and thinks, that's cute. You know? So, guys, Monday, January 21st at the 4 Point Sheraton in Meriden. Have an awesome day today, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.